There are some Premier League games that you watch and you don't really learn anything new. You don't get anything new out of the game. You just watch it just because you love watching football. And this is one of those games. Chelsea 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. It's one of those games where I just expected Chelsea to dominate Wolves, as every other team basically this season has dominated Wolves. And what I'm seeing from Wolves to start this season, I don't know how they stay up. There's no goals in this team. They're not strong defensively. You lost your best players. Well, you lost your best player, period. And you haven't replaced him. Even like if you replace him in parts with 2-3 players, there hasn't been anything like motivational from a Wolves perspective. This team looks like a championship team. And it's crazy to say because the Wolves that we've seen in this league for years, the Diego Costas, the Diogo Jota, the Mateus Cunhas, like they've always had one or two guys, guys that can pitch in and give them some goals. Strand Larsen is supposed to be that guy. But he did. I watched this game. There's like no service to this guy. There's no service. There's no fluidity in this team. They just look terrible. From front to back, they don't look good at all. From a Chelsea perspective, I know it's Wolves and I know they're bottom of the table, but I was really impressed by Garnacho. Maybe it's a Man United lens I'm using, but he looks more kind of composed in terms of his playmaking, right? Garnacho was one of those players that every time he got into the box, he's shooting the ball. He would just shoot the ball. And United fans were complaining about that look up, pick your head up, find a pass, This game was a lot more of looking up and finding the next pass. The ball to Malo Gusto. Garnacho can rest peacefully tonight knowing that Malo Gusto's first career goal is because of him. And Chelsea fans have been saying online for months, Malo Gusto he's never scoring. He's not a goal threat. If we're going on a counter attack, Malo Gusto will chop the ball back, and literally showing clips of him chopping the ball back. But he gets his first goal, and congrats to him. But the game really changed in terms of Chelsea's domination in the attacking sense when Esteval came on. And I think I saw a graphic earlier this week about the most expensive teenagers in the world. Obviously, Lamine Yamal is number 1. I want to say Esteval was number 2 or 3. It was top. And judging by the performances that he's put in against Wolves in the Cup, against Wolves again, against Liverpool a couple weeks ago, yeah, it makes sense. This guy, he's not the fastest. He's definitely not the strongest. But he just does things effectively. He just does things the right way. He just gets the job done. He doesn't have to beat his man. He puts the ball in. And it's always a dangerous ball. He puts a ball in for Magui. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Magu. I think it's offside, but he misses it. He should have scored it. He puts the ball in that gets João Pedro his goal. It's a great just shimmy, quick to your right foot, puts the ball in. They try to double team him, but he moves the ball so quickly and so efficiently. Like it's such a stark change from for example, Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto, who's a little bit more careful with the crosses he puts in or the passes he puts in. Maybe dilly-dallies on the ball a little bit too long. Esteval comes in, he's just straight to the point. So I like that about him. The whole Chelsea front line looked very, very strong today. Garnacho on the left, João Pedro kind of in the 10-ish, 9-ish role. And then Pedro Neto gets his goal as well. He looks pretty strong. Esteval comes in, looks strong. I'm looking at this Chelsea kind of front 4 positions. Where does Liam Delap fit in? Because Liam Delap has looked poor all season. When he's been in, he's got injured. He's got silly red cards. He just doesn't look like a Chelsea player. I'm sorry. When I look at the rest of the players, he doesn't look like he fits in the mold of them. These guys they look different. Let me just put it like that. And when Cole Palmer comes back into this Chelsea team, obviously he's going to be in the midfield. Who are you benching? Garnacho looks like your most potent threat off the left. I've always said that I think he's just a better player than Gittins. On the right, you're going to have either Neto or Esteval, who look very comfortable in that right side of position. You're not going to bench João Pedro because he's the one scoring the goals. So Liam Delap is kind of the odd man out. In the midfield, they look decent. Caicedo and Enzo. I know it's Wolves. So we're not going to get carried away and say this was an exceptional performance. I expect every top 4 level team to beat Wolves 3+0 at home. I just do. So this is not a video where I'm talking about how Chelsea are exceptional, but there are aspects of Chelsea's game that look very, very good. I still have my questions about the defense. I still have my questions about in terms of maturity in key moments. Can this team focus and kind of lock in for an entire 90 minutes? Yes, I know they won the Club World Cup. Yes, I know they beat Liverpool early this season. Yes, I know they won the Conference League, but on a consistent basis, can we trust this team in the Premier League? Like over a 38-game season, can we trust them to kind of have that maturity to see them? Because I think just Chelsea team, they can fight for top four. I mean, outside of Arsenal and Liverpool, who are probably most people's guaranteed top two, maybe City as well, top three, Chelsea should be the fourth best team in the league. And by some margin, actually. They should be the fourth best team in this league, so they should comfortably make the top four. But some people are saying, oh, will Spurs make the top four? Will United make the top four? Will, I don't know, Bournemouth or no other team, if all things considered, no other team outside of Chelsea should make the top four when everyone's performing at the highest level. Because they just have, I think, the fourth best team at minimum. Right? So it's a great performance from Chelsea. It's kind of a game where you just expect it to win, but the way you win kind of matters more than just getting the win. So the way Chelsea played this game today was very good. I think the midfield looked very good. Enzo looked good. Caicedo looked good. Obviously, he gets his yellow card. There were moments where but that's kind of the way Caicedo plays. He's aggressive. He's front. He's always at the front. He's going to make some tackles. He's going to have to track back. And, that's how he gets his yellow card against, I think it was João Gomez. But the front four-ish attacking guys looked very, very good. Malo Gusto looked everybody pretty much looked good enough outside of Liam Delap. I don't mean to single him out, but he didn't look that good. From a Wolves perspective, they need a change. I don't know what the change is. And I don't necessarily believe the change is defensively. I think the change needs to be offensively. We need to figure out ways to get Strand Larsen the ball more. Because Strand Larsen is a capable finisher. We've seen it at Celta Vigo when he was in La Liga. We saw it last season. When you give him enough chances, he can give you 10 to 15 Premier League goals. I'm not exaggerating that. I truly believe that he can give you 10 to 15 goals if you feed this guy. Right? We saw Cunha get 15 goals last season, and he's not even a striker. So you can get this guy some chances. He can score some goals. But when I see a midfield of Andre and João Gomez, I just see a kind of a redundancy. I see two players that are basically the same guys. They play the same. They're just the same guys to me. They don't really seem like they're anything different from each other. Maybe I'm reading too shallow into their style of play, but they just strike me as more so destroyers than creators. And having two guys that destroy, but where is the creativity coming from? It's not coming from Bellegarde. He doesn't seem like a player that creates with his passing, or more like a runner with the ball. So you have all these kind of Chachua, same thing, kind of a runner with the ball, right? One of the fastest players in the league. They don't create anything for their Hee-chan or for Strand Larsen. So why would they be scoring any goals? They have 7 goals in 11 games, and I think after the break, they're going to be facing the likes of United, Liverpool, either City or Arsenal, one of the top teams. It's not going to get any better for them. I don't see how they get a win from any of those games. So Wolves look like a strong contender to go down this season. I don't want them to, because I've always liked Wolves. I've always liked the style of play. I mentioned some players from their past. They've always had a decent, attractive style of play from a mid to low table team. So we don't want to see them, obviously, get relegated. But I don't see how they can stay up. Chelsea, great performance, very controlled, very composed, very to the point, as it should be. I guess a team like Wolves, get the job done, make it easy, get the clean sheet, which is the most important thing, I think, for Maresca. You know your team can score goals, but can you keep clean sheets? The result against Karabakh in the midweek was a terrible result. No matter how you want to paint it, you shouldn't be drawn away to Karabakh. And they did, and it was frustrating. But getting this win before the international break is definitely a bonus for them. So credit to Chelsea. Congratulations to Malo Gusto for his first goal. Garnacho, excellent performance. Estevao and Neto, also great performances. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this Chelsea team, this Wolves team, specifically this Wolves team, because they look dreadful. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace out.